Now let's go to your second page of your Empowered Postpartum Plan. This one's titled Your Partnership Plan. Now, this is referring to whoever you're raising your baby with. It might be a spouse, it could be anyone who's your partner in this journey. So, again, as it with every relationship, assume nothing and communicate everything. So, communication with your partner around plans, expectations, and needs is vital in this season. I want to say this, the strongest of relationships may experience hardship in the postpartum season. Okay. Now, this isn't a predictive, like, I don't predict that you're going to have marital discord or struggles in your partnership that are going to end your relationship. But I do predict that this will cause a crap ton of struggles because we have a lot of intrinsic assumptions of other people. And because we've had the same song and dance with our partner for so long, we assume that that song and dance will play out when we become parents together or when we grow our family and add another child together. So, we really, really, really need to prepare for this season and focus on strengthening your partnership and decreasing your stress together and creating a strong foundation in your journey through parenthood together. Now, I've outlined a couple of talking points in this paper. I'm also going to tell you some more talking points as we go through this today. So if you want to flip this over and add some, I think all of these are worth discussing. And if you leave this with ideas of what your relationship and agreements in your partnership look like together, beautiful. If you end this postpartum planning and you're like, holy smokes, we are in for it. What are we going to do? We can't agree on anything. What you expect sounds unrealistic to me, or what I expect sounds unrealistic to you. What do we do? Then I'm going to suggest that you guys find either a counselor, therapist. You can reach out to me. I do coaching, and begin working through these expectations you have of one another and perceptions of what reality is going to look like. Begin working through them with a third person who can be somebody that can guide you in being able to hear your partner's perspective and finding what is going to feel real and aligned for you, and seeing options outside of what you're already seeing. You might not see some of the options that you actually have. So, as we go into this, know that you might end this section with a to-do list item of schedule therapy or coaching appointments to support figuring out what your partnership is going to look like as you birth this baby and grow your family. So, we need to clearly discuss each expectation to arrive on agreements of what each of you may need, okay? So, here's a special note to all the partners out here. This is a season of giving just as much as a season of receiving for you as the partner. The birthing person, this is a season of receiving, my dear. A season of opening your arms and saying yes to help, even if it feels like you're letting go of control, even if it feels vulnerable, even if it's humbling for you and you don't like the thought of that. This is a season of receiving, and we have to prepare our brains around that because we need help. We can't do it all. Okay? So, partners, you're in a season of giving and receiving. And you need to receive support from your community to keep you whole as you give support to your partner, because the birthing person has a physical, like their body has to physically heal. They have a physical toll on their body that takes a long time to heal. If you're nursing in any way, shape, or form, that journey it takes a ton of time. It's hard. It's not natural as much as people say that it should be. It is not. Does not usually come easy. You have to figure out a lot of pieces to that puzzle. You are waking throughout the night constantly to either feed or do something to heal your own body. And you're just, I mean, it's going to feel like you're just, I don't know, a zombie going through your days after you've birthed. And so your partner will need you to hold space for their feelings and experiences. Okay. So birthing people need to feel valid in the pain. They need to feel held and secure as they're healing. If big emotions and fears are coming up and hormones are shifting and they're going through that crash of the hormones, we need to feel like we're not alone. We're not being judged. None of this is going to be held over our head at a later date. You're going to honor the bigness of what we are going through, what we just did bringing our child into this world, okay? And even if it feels confusing to you and your partner's not making much sense, you're going to be there and create safety for them. You're going to be stable for them in this vulnerable postpartum season. And if you need help with that, you need to seek out that help. If you know that's going to be hard for you, prepare and get that help in place, right? Help can look like a postpartum doula. So some of you might have heard of the word midwife. Some of you might have heard of the word doula. There's different ranges of giving birth, of what your birth experience can be like. The typical American experience is you have a gynecologist that you go to, an OB that you go to. You meet all of the people in their practice, and then you head to the hospital and you give birth with whoever's on call delivering your baby. And then you go home 1 to 2 days later. Like that's the average American birth experience. But there's also other options, like having a midwife who uses less medical interventions and more approaches of hearing and listening to what you need and want and helping you implement that. There's doulas who support you in laboring at home and can come with you to the hospital. There's midwives and doulas who deliver at your house. There's midwives and doulas that deliver at birthing centers. Doulas are very, they're one-on-one with you the entire time, coaching you through your experience, supporting you, helping your partner figure out what to do for the birth. And then once you've birthed your baby, you can have your same doula if they offer this, or you can get a postpartum doula who comes to your house and they help you figure out the nursing. They help you figure out a new routine at your home. They help you figure out your healing body. Sometimes they cook food for you and they clean your house. They kind of do all of the little bits and pieces of things that you need help with. So if you have the budget for that, I encourage you to explore that further. There's resources for finding doulas in the resource library at the end of this workshop. It's the very last lesson. Okay, so my discussed and agreed upon expectations of my partner look like ... Okay, this is where you need to fill in, and you can fill this in separate, like fill this in without talking to your partner, and your partner can fill it in without talking to you, and then you can compare and contrast and see like, ooh, where do we have to like bridge the gap of what the expectations are versus what we think in reality we can do. Or you can just begin a discussion with your partner and fill this out together. I hope if you're listening to this section, you're listening to it with your partner. If not, go grab them and start it over again. I'm sorry I'm saying that 9 minutes into it, but there's so much value in having these deep discussions ahead of time. So what do you expect of your partner in this season? Let's take a minute and fill that out. Do you expect that your partner is going to be sleeping in the same bed as you? Do you expect that your partner is going to be doing all the diaper changes? Doing all of the feedings? Do you expect that your partner is going to be cooking or cleaning the house? Taking the kids to school? Taking care of any pets? Do you expect that your partner is going to wake up with you in the middle of the night when you have to wake up with the baby? Do you expect that you'll have schedules that you trade off? Do you expect that they're going to be steady and be your rock when you feel out of control? When you feel scared or overwhelmed? Do you expect that they're going to know who to reach out to for help and align it for you and set it all up? Do you expect them to be the researcher? If you have a problem, you give them the problem and they research and tell you the options? Do you expect them to be the comforter? Where if you have big emotions and big feelings and big pains, that they console and help and hold you? And if you need more space, grab a piece of paper and fill that out. You can pause this video and keep going, and then when you're ready, you can unpause and we'll go to the next one. Now, this next section is my partner's discussed and agreed upon expectations of me, right? So possible areas of focus: nighttime waking responsibilities, cooking, cleaning, laundry, responsibilities with other children, pets, things we've already kind of talked about. Maintaining boundaries with the family. It's interesting, once you set boundaries with your family, like, okay, we only want visitors on these days, or we don't want anyone to hold the baby and walk around. Sorry, no kisses on the baby. Hey, flu and COVID is big right now. Let's create Zoom introductions, whatever you want that to be. Know that setting the boundary and coming up with it is the easy part. It's implementing and upholding that boundary that's hard, because as you establish and uphold a boundary, other people aren't used to it and they'll push on it, right? Not out of disrespect, but just out of their own needs. And you'll have to hold firm. So who's expecting who to do what and upholding those boundaries, right? Who's the one that's going to be maintaining those with others? Enforcing the rules of the house when you have visitors. You can pause this and write out everything you need and then unpause. And now we're going to talk about and list out all the things that you guys could not agree on, right? Expectations you still need to work through. What are those expectations that you still need to work through, right? What just seemed astronomical that one another thought or assumed, right? Or maybe you have cultural expectations of what a mom does or a dad does, or a woman of the house or a man of the house does. And those cultural expectations are not sitting well with you now that you know the realities of what postpartum may look like. Okay, so write it all out. And everything on this list, this third list here, get another piece of paper if you need to. These are all talking points for mediated discussion, discussing with a coach, a therapist, counselor, you name it, a third person who's trained to support you in navigating tough conversations, in figuring out alternatives or how to come to an agreement. Again, if you need support with this, hit me up. We can schedule a Zoom session and support you through that. Now, we're going to step into our planning for more tangible kind of focuses. So our sleep and our nutrition and our mindset. So I'm going to end this video and head on over to the next lesson, and we will get chatting about sleep.